Why am I reviewing this RC airplane? Here is a short backstory. I have been always interested in airplanes and flying. I started building balsa and static model airplanes when I was 6 years old. I finally had a chance to try an RC airplane back in early 2000s. It was a trainer with a 0.6 cubic inch two-stroke glow engine. It was messy, loud, difficult to maintain, hence very impractical. I crashed it during my training and got cold feet. Years later, I picked up a small, battery-powered foam RC airplane. It was so inexpensive, so practical, so easy to fly, and so simple to repair that I fell in love with the hobby again. For several years, I gained experience with all types of electric RC airplanes, built up my fleet, and became a part of a very active and wonderful local group of RC people. We named our group the Aero Junkies and have been flying year-round, even during winter months on frozen lakes. I also got into learning to fly RC helicopters. Then I started training for my pilot certificate. RC airplanes and helicopters were put into back burner. I earned my sport pilot certificate in 2011 and private pilot certificate in 2013. I continued to fly real airplanes for another couple years, and then life happened. Raising kids, buying a house, changing jobs and such. During the COVID-19 lockdown, I ordered a couple of mini RC drones online to have some fun at home with my sons. These drones rekindled my passion in electric RC aircraft, so here I am. I have over 30 older RC aircraft, but I wanted to try out something new and get an idea about the state of the new electric RC technologies. Being a thrifty person always looking for the best bang for the buck, I start looking for a solid and complete starter package that can be delivered for less than $50. I came across this 3-channel Cessna 182 RTF airplane from WLtoys and decided to order one. The best price and available US stock for this item was on eBay. I start making offers to sellers starting at $38. As my offers were declined, I continued to increase my offers in small increments. I finally purchased one for about $46 with tax and free shipping. It took a bit longer than I expected, but it is finally here. In this video, I will cover its unboxing and setup. I will also provide my personal recommendations to get started in flying RC airplanes. On the next video, I will share its maiden flight. I hope these videos will be useful to you, whether you are considering getting into this amazing hobby or trying to decide what your next RC airplane should be. Thank you so much for watching and enjoy. It says Cessna 182. Ready to fly. Everything you need to fly in a one box. Looks so much like the old Park Zone Cessna 210 Centurion. Okay, all wiped down with disinfecting wipe. It's time to open it up. Let's see what we have inside the box. I don't have to cut anything. Here's the instruction manual. I'll take a look at this later. Here's the wing, very light. Looks like it's EPO. It's the little battery charger. It has 2 ports. And where's the battery? So this end goes to a USB port or USB charger, and this comes in here, and there are two ports for the batteries. I'm hoping that the battery is on the plane. Maybe they were trying to save some space, I'm not sure. Yeah, it looks like it. And here's the battery. Great. Looks like a little larger than the Park Zone Cessna 210 Centurion, the old ready-to-fly airplane package that I learned on mostly and crashed many times. But this seems to be a little heavier, a little larger, and more durable. Definitely the foam is softer and more resilient. It's a little battery. It's 2.7 volts, that's 1S Lipo battery, 500 milliamp hours, 25C discharge rate. And here is the transmitter. Very lightweight. Doesn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Takes 6 AA batteries. Let's charge up the battery and get it started. Okay, the battery is charging now. Let's put the plane together. Here's a little package we need to put the plane together. There's a little screw. This is for the wing. Let's put the wing on. There's a tab that goes in the front. Plastic tab. The front side of the wing goes in. Oh, you can just see the little servos inside. These are definitely bigger than the one on the Centurion, the Park Zone Cessna 210. Goes in. Tight fit. And now we need this little screw. Let's not drop this. And also we need the handy dandy screwdriver that came with this. Actually, we have two screwdrivers. It's a bonus. 2 screwdrivers. And it's the same size, Phillips. And same size. So let's just put this little screw in and tighten it. Seems nice and tight. Okay, that should do. And now let's put on the landing gear. This one comes in like this. You squeeze it in, it opens up. It's a little wobbly. So let's fix that by opening this up a little bit. So it's nice and tight in there. Better. And then we have this one. Front landing gear. Okay. The red light is still on the battery charger, so I'm assuming that the charging has not finished yet. Let's see what the manual says about charging. Please USB charging cable into the computer's USB jack and then plug the USB charging cord into the charger jack on the F949, the direction of Lipo Battery letter illustrated model aircraft, then push the charging hole to locate. Okay. Well, this is the more important part. When charging, LED light is red, mean it is charging. Okay, so it's still charging. LED light is out, mean the charging is done. Okay, this charging is not done. Let's wait a little more. One thing I did not realize while I was opening the box is this airplane does not have one motor. It has 3 motors. So this is what it shows in terms of the motors. Super strong by 3X cordless motor. And let's verify that. I don't know if you can see the 2 motors. They are turning the same gear in the middle that's connected to the prop. And then if we do this, let's see, I can show you the third one on the bottom. Yeah, do you see the tip of it over here, the bottom? Yeah, that's the third motor. It really does have 3 motors. And another thing I would like to point out is I didn't see it, but I'm guessing this is EPO foam, expanded polyolefin. That's what the latest foam airplanes have been using. It is better than EPP, the older style, the second generation, expanded polypropylene. Polypropylene is a plastic used mostly in Tupperware containers for saving food. And then the oldest one is EPS, expanded polystyrene. So for example, the box is the cheap polystyrene. You know, it breaks easily. I used to have those kind of planes over 10 years ago, and they don't fare well when they hit something or do a crash landing. They just disintegrate into little pieces. It makes it very difficult to fix them. And this one, this is very resilient. It's very elastic. It can bend, but it doesn't break. So although I didn't see it on the box, I'm assuming this is EPO, expanded polyolefin foam. And another advantage is the surface is very smooth. So when you mold it, you get really nice finish. It decreases the aerodynamic drag on the plane. And there are certain paints that you can use even to paint it without melting it. Okay, and about the transmitter, I just want to emphasize again that usually on 4-channel airplanes in mode 2, which is used in the United States, the right hand stick controls the ailerons when you go like horizontally, and the elevator when you go up and down vertically. On this one, because this is a 3-channel plane, the way it turns or banks is by using the rudder. On 4-channel planes, you cannot really use the rudder, which is on the left stick, right, left, to turn an airplane. You need to bank it using the ailerons, like this. On these trainer airplanes, to make it flying a little easier, they give this dihedral angle to the wing. What it does is, when the rudder, for example, deflects left of the airplane, it kind of causes the airplane to rotate like this. When that happens, this wing is moving faster, the right wing is moving faster than the left wing, so it creates a little more lift on this surface than on the left surface. So it kind of, because of this dihedral, it just tilts it up, and now this has less surface area looking up, directly up from the earth. So basically the component of the lift on this decreases a little bit. Some of the lift actually goes horizontal. The vertical component decreases because of the bank. And now these are balanced, although this is moving faster than this because it's turning around like that in a curve. It's balanced, so it stays like that as long as you keep the rudder deflected left. And when you let go, the force is balanced again. It automatically comes to this attitude. It's almost like hanging from the dihedral. So if I hold it like this, because this is a dihedral angle. The wing is not flat, but it has an angle at the where it joins the fuselage. When you let the rudder go, it kind of comes back to the balanced position. Now the forces are balanced like this. So it makes learning much easier on a 3-channel airplane because you are controlling 3 things instead of 4 things. And that's the reason I think this is going to make a great beginner airplane. Now, I don't know the flight characteristics, but we are going to test it out today and see how it fares. And from the package, from what I see now, everything is high quality, everything fits very nice, except I have a little bit of a concern about this little screw. I wish we had 2 screws. Maybe in the future I will put like little railroad magnets to hold it in place. And bonus, 2 screwdrivers and a spare prop. So this goes back in the box. And I'm going to put these 6 AA batteries into the transmitter, and once the Lipo battery is finished charging, fire it up. But so far I'm impressed. Thinking I only paid $43 to this plus tax. It was free shipping from eBay, so I ended up paying about $45. Come on, for less than $50 you are getting a complete package which can help you learn how to fly RC airplanes without worrying about your plane crashing. And I think we can also find spare parts. If you end up breaking something, you can either buy a new one or one without the transmitter. I know they sell those, or go and buy the spare parts and fix it. And I think this is one of the great ways of learning how to fly radio controlled airplanes besides having a simulator. I also highly recommend spending some stick time on a cheap simulator. You don't have to go and buy RealFlight. Those are quite expensive, but there are a lot of these cheaper simulators on eBay and on hobby shops. And I used to use this one. So this is an older, very old transmitter that came with, I don't remember what it came with, but it came also with this flight simulator cable. So they sell these empty ones, not transmitter, but empty boxes with these cables for like $10-15 on eBay. And what you do is, this is a simulator cable, plugs into this little hole. And then the other end, the USB goes into your computer, and you download a free software like FMS. It's an older simulator, and start flying. And that will give you the confidence, and it will create also the muscle memory you will need to fly an airplane when you're outside. So I highly recommend it. And if you have any comments, please leave them down here, and I'll try to respond to them if you have any questions. So these are the 2 things that I used when I was learning. A small airplane like this one, it was the Park Zone Cessna 210 Centurion, and I'll show it later, side by side. And also I paid up and got a RealFlight G 4.5 simulator. That was the latest version. I paid like $200, and it came with the Elite controller. And here is my old Interlink Elite controller from my RealFlight G 4.5. I'm still using it, by the way. I set it up on one of the older computers, and then now my son is using it to play / learn how to fly RC airplanes. These 2 things saved me a lot of money and headache by not crashing, just developing the skills, the reflexes, what to know. And especially when the plane turns and it's coming towards you, right becomes left, left becomes right. That was quite difficult to wrap my mind around. I was thinking myself being in the cockpit and turning, but at the end the flight simulator helped me to practice that. So these are 2 things I recommend highly, and it's a small investment before you go onto more expensive airplanes. A cheap airplane like this, a trainer 3-channel, don't go with the 2-channel airplanes. Those are crap, those are toys. And don't buy a 4-channel thinking that you can just get up there and fly. It will add another level of complication with the 4th channel, the ailerons. And also if you cannot get a real flight or something similar, get a cheap flight simulator for 20 bucks from eBay and just start practicing. That's the best thing you can do. The light on the charger stopped blinking, so we are good to go. Okay, it's alive. Rudder, elevator, the control surfaces are going the correct direction. So if you look at it, this is controlling on a 4-channel. This will control the ailerons, but it's controlling the rudder. So for right turn or right bank, you do this. You can see it's deflecting to the right. Left, the rudder is deflect to the left. And now going up, you pull the elevator towards yourself. This going up, and then down, nose down, elevator down this way, away from you. And this is the throttle. Now, this one doesn't do anything because the radio is made for 4-channel airplanes. And there is no 4th channel, but this will work. Okay. Yeah, it's almost pulls it up straight. Pretty strong. Around 1 to power to weight ratio. Amazing. All right. Here are my 3 micro-sized park flyers side by side. The one in the middle is the WLtoys Cessna 182. And I'm just comparing it with the Park Zone Cessna 210 Centurion. This was one of my first electric airplanes that I trained on. It's a 3-channel, again, rudder and elevator and motor. And it comes with this tiny little battery. It is they all use lithium polymer batteries. This one is 3.7 volt. That's 1S, 70 milliamp hour battery. And this one is quite a bit lighter and smaller compared to the new Cessna 182 from WLtoys. And the new one, the Cessna 182, uses a 1S 3.7 volt 500 milliamp hour Lipo battery. And it's quite a bit larger than the Centurion. And in terms of comparing it to my E-flite UMX Carbon Cup SS, it is slightly smaller. I don't know if you can see it side by side. It's a little difficult to show it that way, but I can put it upside down like this and you will see the wing area difference and the size difference a little bit. And this Carbon Cup SS is a 4-channel airplane with much more capabilities in the wind because it has the ailerons. So you can see these are the servos for ailerons. And it also has flaps on this one. Actually, it's a 5-channel. I forgot it was 5-channel. It also has the flaps for slower flight and ease during landing. And it has the 2S, that's 7.4 volt Lipo battery. That's 180 milliamp hours. This is the most capable one, most expensive one. But when I got this one, this was quite expensive. So we are talking about maybe more than 10 years ago. And if I remember correctly, like, this was $130. Now the technology came a long way, and then the ready-to-fly packages like this one are below $50. It's amazing. It's much more durable. The foam used on this one was some form of expanded polystyrene. So you can see, like, when it hits somewhere, it just leaves a real mark. I put a tape on it to fix it. And this used to break very easily. Banged up quite a bit when I was learning. Seems to be more durable. Anyway, just wanted to show you as size comparison. Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the second part of this video where I'll be doing the maiden flight of this airplane. If you liked the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel. Cheers!